Welcome to today's On This Day in Tudor History with me, Claire Ridgway, author of On This Day in Tudor History. Now, the 7th of December 1545 is the traditional date given for the birth of Henry Stuart, Duke of Albany and Lord Darnley. Darnley was the son of Matthew Stuart, 13th or 4th Earl of Lennox, and Lady Margaret Douglas. His maternal grandparents were Margaret Tudor, Queen of Scotland and daughter of King Henry VII, as well as sister of King Henry VIII, and her second husband, Archibald Douglas, 6th Earl of Angus. His paternal grandparents were John Stuart, 12th or 3rd Earl of Lennox, and his wife Elizabeth Stuart. Darnley was born at Temple Newsome in Yorkshire, allegedly not long after the death of his older brother, also called Henry. Darnley is known for being the second husband of Mary, Queen of Scots, and for being murdered in 1567. But I'm just going to share with you some trivia about Darnley and his life. Darnley had claims to both the Scottish and English thrones, being descended from James II of Scotland and, of course, Henry VII of England. And the bells are ringing out for Darnley now. His biographer, Elaine Finney-Gregg, describes Darnley as an elegant dancer and accomplished in singing and in playing the lute. Physically, he was strong and athletic, a good horseman with a knowledge of weapons and a passion for hunting and hawking, but only an average student for the time. His father was declared a traitor after he'd taken part in the War of the Rough Wooing between England and Scotland. Darnley travelled to Scotland in February 1565 and met Mary, Queen of Scots, who, according to the Scottish ambassador, took well with him and said that he was the lustiest and best proportioned long man that she had seen. Mary was very taken with him and was constantly in his presence from that point on. Darnley suffered with an attack of measles in April 1565, and he was created Knight of Tarbolton, Lord Ardmannach and Earl of Ross in May 1565, and swore his allegiance to Mary, Queen of Scots. On the 22nd of July 1565, he was made Duke of Albany in anticipation of his marriage to Mary. He married Mary, Queen of Scots, on the 29th of July 1565 and was proclaimed King Henry the following day, although Mary refused to grant him the crown matrimonial. Darnley wasn't popular in Scotland, being described as having an insolent, imperious temper. And Mary soon realised her mistake in marrying him, and the couple were estranged by Christmas 1565, even though Mary was pregnant by then. In March 1566, Mary's private secretary, David Rizzio, was stabbed to death by a gang of men led by Darnley. His son, the future James VI of Scotland and James I of England, was born on the 19th of June 1566. Darnley refused to attend his baptism on the 17th of December 1566, which was performed with full Roman Catholic rites. Darnley was taken ill with what was said to be smallpox, but is now thought to have been syphilis, in January 1567. And while he was convalescing at Kirkerfield, just a few hundred yards from Holyrood House, where his wife Mary and baby son were staying, he was murdered on the 10th of February 1567. There was an explosion at the house, but Darnley was already dead when the house exploded, and it's thought that he was probably smothered. Although Mary observed 40 days of mourning for her husband, there were rumours that she was insincere and that she was involved in his murder. It was not long before the Earl of Bothwell's name was linked to Darnley's murder. and Mary married James Hepburn, 4th Earl of Bothwell, in May 1567 after he'd allegedly held her hostage and raped her. Lord Darnley's murder and Mary's links with Bothwell were factors in her eventual trial, fast-forwarding to 1586. After his murder, Lord Darnley was laid to rest in the royal vault at Holyrood Abbey. So he had quite a colourful life. It seems that he was a very good-looking man, probably very charming, and Mary seems to have fallen under his spell, but actually he was a very proud, arrogant, imperious man with a bad temper. Yes, not the nicest of men by the sounds of it. Thank you for joining me today. You can subscribe by clicking round about there. You can hit the bell to be notified as these videos go live, which is on a daily basis. And of course, you can give me a like and leave a comment. Thank you. Bye-bye.